am I doing? And this week, it's a bonus episode. It's a Sunday afternoon. There's a fight today. It's kind of a big fight. It's kind of a big clown show. But hey, people didn't ask for it, but I'm still going to bet on it. And we'll see what happens, I guess. As you may or may not have known, in my punishment video yesterday where I ate a pepper, and if you haven't seen that, go check it out. There'll be a link at the end of this one. But in that video yesterday, I asked the viewers if they wanted me to pick this fight today. I think one said yes. I don't know what the other 30-some-odd viewers thought so far, but one said yes, so I guess that counts. And I'm a tough guy, so, I was going to do it anyways. But yeah, I was hoping more people would interact. Hopefully you guys will in the future. Anyways, I gotta say that pepper yesterday was pretty hot. It did peak around a 3, like I said in the video. Afterwards, I did not drink water. I rode it out. I rode out the burn. I did sit in front of a fan though, because I always find that helps. The blowing air always seems to help me get myself centered. So I did lay in front of a fan, and I rode out the burn for another 10 minutes or so until it was gone. And no cramps, which was great, because the last time I ate a pepper, which was last year, I got cramps, and I think it was because I did it on almost an empty stomach. But yesterday I ate quite a bit before, so I was ready for it. And no cramps, some fire shits today, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing near what I go through in a regular week when I eat my spaghetti. So overall it went pretty well, but still, it was a hot pepper, and that was kind of grabbed me by the boo-boo for a minute there, because it'd been so long since I'd eaten a fresh pepper off a plant that I forgot how crazy it can get. So that was crazy. So one of you wanted to see it again. So we're going to bet on Woodley versus Jake Paul tonight, and let me tell you, I made a big mistake last time picking Ben Askren, and somebody called me out in the comments on that and said it didn't age well, and you're right, it did not. But Ben Askren showed up out of shape. I think he was just happy to get paid, to be honest. I think that's what it came down to. He didn't really care. And the same thing could happen with Woodley here. I have been critical of Woodley over the years, especially if you followed my Facebook when I used to do Facebook posts and pics. When Facebook ruined that though, and they took notes down, so I don't do that anymore. But I did it for years. I did it for, I think, 13 or 14 years before they pulled that. And if you followed any of that, and you followed any of my videos in the past, I've been critical of Woodley being a crumbler and everything else. And that being said, I also respect the guy. He was a champion. He beat some guys that I predicted that should beat him, and he stood up to the test and beat them. He defended that title multiple times, so he's a real deal. He's got his accomplishments. So it upsets me when someone like Jake Paul stands there and makes fun of a guy like Tyron Woodley. I may be critical of the guy, but I acknowledge his accomplishments, and I think it's really shitty when someone tries to tear down the accomplishments of somebody like that. For what reason, I don't know, promotion or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can't do that to the guy. He worked hard, he put in his time, and he's earned his accomplishments. Whether you like him or not, he has. Even making fun of his rapping, it may not be good. It's definitely not my type of music. But what has Jake Paul done? You know what I mean? I think the cheap shots are just getting annoying at this point. They brought the mama into it, so who knows how this is going to go. Hopefully Woodley doesn't fight too emotionally. But if he does, it could be over. He could blow his wad early, and that could be it. A lot of people think Jake Paul can win this fight because he's been training boxing for a few years seriously now, and to a point that is true. He has been training as a boxer for a few years. He's not on the level of somebody that can beat real boxers, but he is, somewhat of an active boxer, and that could be a problem for a guy like Woodley, who is not naturally a boxer. His instincts are obviously to wrestle first. And that could be an issue. But Woodley's a strong guy. He's been there before. He's been hit by guys that are strikers, and he's hung in there and beat them. I think he's taking this fight seriously. I think he looks focused. The stare down yesterday, he wasn't buying any of the nonsense. He just stood there. He remained calm. He was cool. He just smiled at him, said, "Bring it on." So, you know, I hope Woodley's not just taking a paycheck and letting what happens happen. I think he's a true professional. He has earned his accomplishments. And I think that, I think he's taking this fight seriously. I think he's motivated, and I think he's focused. That's my opinion. Every time I've seen him with anything to do with Jake Paul, when they're together or at a press conference or promoting the fight a month ago, he seemed like he was focused and he was ready, and he seems to be looking at him like he's motivated. So I hope I'm right, because I think Jake Paul's a goof. I do agree with some of his points about fighter pay. I think calling out the UFC and Dana White's a good thing. I think fighters should be making a higher share of the revenue, and I think that a lot of fighters would do better in life if that was the case. That a lot of them don't make good money, or end up spending a lot of their winnings on their camps. So that's no good. So, you know, some things Jake Paul is doing are good, and bringing awareness to fighter pay and all those issues is one of those things. So you got to give him some credit for that. Hopefully that can bring some change one day, because the fighters do deserve to get paid better. They do deserve to have fulfilling careers where when they're done, and they don't have to worry about money. But that being said, tonight's going to be an interesting night. I'm getting hyped for it. I'm falling for the hype. I don't like these clown show fights, but I'm falling for this one a bit. It's a bigger challenge for Jake Paul. His first few fights were not. He picked Ben Askren for a reason. He did choose Tyron Woodley for a reason. But that being said, I think he's underestimating him, and I think Woodley is ready, and I think he's focused, and I think he's got his eyes on Jake Paul. I think he's going to do what he has to do, where Jake Paul's already mentioned looking past him. So that's never a good thing when you're looking past your opponent. I think Jake Paul looked nervous in the press conference the other day. I think he's looked a little nervous in a few of them. I don't know. Woodley looks ready. He looks focused. And I'm going to bet, I'll bet one of those peppers. No, I won't actually. Screw it. I'll bet one of the less severe peppers, like a Trinidad Viper, or maybe I'll do it one of the chocolate ones if Jake Paul wins. How about that? But I don't think he's going to. I think Tyron Woodley's going to win. So how about that? Former UFC champion. I'm standing behind him. I think he's taking too much insulting crap, and I think he's going to put an end to it. Someone's going to, if it isn't Tyron Woodley, but I think Tyron's going to do it. So I'm picking Tyron Woodley to win the fight. Before we end the broadcast here, let's go out and check out my garden. I want to show you guys where I'm at. Okay, so now we're outside. Look at these plants. They're enormous. Let's just go down the stairs a bit here. Yeah, these things are absolutely huge. They completely hide me when I'm sitting in my chair. Like my friend Tom said, "Oh look, Greg's grown a hedge that also happens to grow peppers." He's right. So over here we've got the 3 leviathans that are stunted for some reason. I'm not sure why. These plants grew funny last year, and these ones resemble those. You can see that a couple are red or reddening. But yeah, all 3 of these plants grew the same, short and weird. I don't know why. There's one in the big hedge over there that's full size. But they grew weirdly last year, but none of them have the weird phenotype like they did last year. Then we've got these ones here, which are the yellow marugas. And as you can see, there's one there that's half ripe. I've plucked most of the ripe ones because I'm making sauce with them after this. This one over here is a chocolate Woodley scorpion. There's actually a couple under there, but you can't really see them right now. These ones over here are the Trinidad Viper crossed with a purple boot. I'm just going to go in, you're going to see all the peppers. Well, it's kind of hard to see them, but they're in there. Then over here we've got ghost peppers. We got a Leviathan here. Actually, I don't think this is Leviathan. I think this is ghost pepper as well. Actually, no, this one might be a Leviathan. It's all mixed up. I don't even know anymore. I'll know when they're done. Over here, we got ghost reapers. I think my ghost peppers and reapers got crossed a couple years ago. These are old seeds. I had a few of these last year. But I do have a real reaper plant too, because I saved seeds last year. I was trying to get rid of my old seeds, so I think that's why this happened. But you can see over here, inside there, there's a reaper in the middle of the screen right there. This is the chocolate moruga scorpion. So yeah, little tour there for you guys. Pretty insane amount of peppers that I got to deal with here, but I think it's going to make for some good hot powder and some good hot sauce. Well, there you have it. You guys got to see what I'm dealing with. Those things got huge, unbelievably huge. The tallest I've ever had chili plants. You know, they're like shoulder height on me. It's ridiculous. And there's tons of peppers everywhere. I'm going to be making tons of sauce. I'm going to be making tons of chili powder. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway of that powder. So we got to promote this channel with it. So we're gonna do at least 1 or 2 giveaways between now and the end of the year. And, you know, we're going to grow this channel at the same time. But yeah, there you go. You guys got to see my garden. You got my pick, Tyron Woodley, for tonight's fight. And now you guys got something to look forward to for next weekend, because if Woodley loses, I got to eat another one of those goddamn peppers. All right, subscribe. Check out this video here, which is yesterday's punishment where I ate the yellow moruga scorpion. And check out this random video here. We'll see you next week, maybe with a punishment, depending on what happens in the fight tonight. Thanks for tuning in.